While a ship is sailing in the direction of land, a young Willy Wonka is seen standing on top of a mast and singing a song. When the ship docks, Willy continues to sing, but he gives away all of his silver dollars with the exception of one, which he then throws down a drain. After that, Willy goes looking at a store that he intends to purchase. In the evening, Willy takes everything out of his bag and makes arrangements to sleep on a park bench. However, a dog named Tiddles comes up to him and sniffs his leg, and a man invites him to spend the night in his sanctuary. Once he has entered the sanctuary that Screwbit and Bleachers have created, Willy goes to the fireplace in order to get warm. The next thing that happens is that Mrs. Screwbit presents Willy with a contract that he needs to sign. A girl who works there by the name of Noodle encourages him to read the paperwork carefully, but Willy immediately starts signing it right away. Noodle is subsequently reprimanded by Mrs. Screwbit, who then makes her participate in a coup. The following day, Willy returns to the gourmet store and informs the public about his newly developed flying chocolates. At the same time, 3 chocolatiers see this and immediately notify the authorities, before venturing out to try some of the chocolates yourself. Immediately following the bad criticism of Willy, the 3 individuals begin to float around, and the cops come. Willy approaches the chief of police and is given a silver coin in response to his request for some money to pay his rent. Unfortunately, Willy did not read the contract correctly, and Mrs. Screwbit informed him that the currency would not be sufficient to cover the remaining balance of the loan. Willy will have to work off the remaining balance of the debt. After that, Willy travels down to the laundromat chute, where he encounters a large number of other people who have experienced the same experiences as he has. On that particular evening, Noodle entered Willy's chamber and informed him that she had never had chocolate before. In response, Willy prepared a chocolate treat for her by utilizing his chocolate manufacturing machine, and then proceeded to tell her the tale of his upbringing. His mother used to create delicious chocolate, and they had intended to take over the business in the gourmet store that Willy desired. However, she passed away shortly after doing so, and he was never able to learn the secret that she had been keeping. Willy gives Noodle a lifelong supply of chocolate, and Noodle informs Willy that there is a way for them to escape. Noodle takes a taste of the chocolate and likes it, but she is devastated by the thought that she won't be able to have any more. While all is going on, the chief of police is meeting with the chocolatiers beneath the cathedral. They are singing a song to convince him to remove the competition and get rid of Wonka. They offer him 1,000 boxes of chocolate, and he agrees to do so. In the morning of the next day, Willy and Noodle make an effort to convince Screwbit and Bleacher to fall in love. Willy then returns to the chute and unveils an invention that would perform all of the work for them, allowing him and Noodle to escape. Now that they are out on the streets, Willy tells Noodle about a little orange man with green hair who constantly taking his chocolates, but Noodle does not believe him. This is followed by Willy's declaration that he must produce additional chocolate, and in order to do so, he needs the milk of a giraffe. During their visit to the zoo, they manage to sneak in by handing the security officer a chocolate that is infused with a variety of alcoholic beverages. This allows them to get in without being discovered. As soon as Willy enters the zoo, it becomes apparent that he is unable to read since he opens the entrance to the tiger rather than the giraffe. Noodle unlocks the door to the giraffe, and as Willy is milking the giraffe, Noodle reveals to him that her name is not actually Noodle, but that it was just presumed to be Noodle when Screwbit discovered her in a basket with an N on her necklace. Willy gets hold of some balloons and floats to the top of the gourmet store as he and Noodle are leaving the zoo. While they are there, they sing and dance, but the police notice them and take them into custody. For the talk, Willy and the chief of police slip back into the workshop. Willy is also there for the conversation. Willy tells them that he is a chocolate maker and that he has a dream of owning the business. One of them narrates the story of how the trio have been in cahoots for a long time and how he used to work for one of them, Slugworth, but he was sacked for snooping around. Willy also tells them that he used to work for Slugworth. That evening, Willy gives Noodle her chocolates, and the rest of the group has a talk with each other, during which they decide to assist Willy with his ambition. Willy gives a variety of new and delectable candies to members of the general public the following day, and the police follow him on bicycles while he tests them out. In the end, the chief of police discovers a chocolate wrapper and realizes that the individual in question has been evading capture by utilizing the drains that are located in the road. The chief of police makes a request for additional chocolate that evening, and the chocolatiers comply with his request. In the meantime, the small orange guy returns to Willy's chamber. He is ambushed by a trap that Willy had set up for him, which causes him to become awake, before beating Willy with a frying pan and leaving with the chocolate. The guy informs Willy that he is an Oompa Loompa and that he is disappointed in Willy for stealing cocoa beans from Loompaland land. He also tells Willy that he will not leave until he has all of the chocolate that he needs. When Willy arrived the following day, his pals gave him the keys to the business and opened it for him. At first, it was a little bit of a dump, but not long after that, they brought everything up to par. Following the revelation that someone had destroyed the sweets, the big opening went really well. However, when it was discovered that someone had done so, the customers all rioted and set fire to the establishment. Willy is left alone in the ruins by the other people, and 3 chocolatiers appear with a briefcase full of money. They offer to deliver the money to his friends if he agrees to leave town permanently, and Willy agrees to do so. In the later part of that day, Willy arrives at the docks, shakes hands with Slugworth, and then thereafter sails sail. Also on board was the Oompa Loompa, who assured Willy that he would not leave him alone until he had the chocolate. Willy then noticed a mark on the Oompa Loompa's hand, which led him to the conclusion that Noodle was in a very precarious situation. During their visit to the captain, Willy and the Oompa Loompa discover that dynamite has been attached to the wheel instead of the captain. The chocolatiers simply stand there and laugh as the boat explodes, while the 2 individuals jump off of it. The next step is for Slugworth to deliver the money to Scroobit, Mrs. Scroobit and Mr. Bleacher let everyone go with their money the following morning, but they told Noodle that her money was to keep her there. Mrs. Scroobit then grabbed Noodle and threw her back into the coup once more. Suddenly, Willy makes his appearance and informs Noodle that they are going to go and grab the ledger in order to release Noodle from the coup.
While Noodle is in the church, she disguising herself as a nun. She approaches the father and asks for some chocolate, but he declines. Willy, along with a few other individuals, goes to the zoo, where they take the giraffe and then release it within the cathedral. Willy and his buddies are on the other end of the phone when the father calls them and urges them to get rid of it. The zoo is Willy and his friends. Before the funeral of the Baron, they carry out this action. Upon learning of the events that transpired, Slugworth immediately phones his father and makes a beeline for the cathedral. During this time, Willy and Noodle had made their way beneath the cathedral and began their quest for the book. Noodle was finally able to retrieve the book by opening a trapdoor that was embedded in the wall. They were thrown into a massive chocolate mixer by Slugworth and his pals, who were unfortunate enough to have obtained them. After that, Slugworth reveals to them that the letter N is actually a letter Z, which belonged to his brother Zebedee. He also tells Noodle that he told her mother that she would be in good hands, but instead, he threw her down the laundry chute and told her mother that she had passed away. He then locks the door, takes Willy's chocolates for the Oompa Loompa, eats them, and then abandons Willy and Noodle to drown in a river of chocolate. Noodle, on the other hand, devised a strategy to encourage the chocolate to elevate them so that they could pound on the glass. Sadly, no one was willing to assist them, and as a result, the 2 ceased to exist. To their good fortune, the Oompa Loompa came to their aid, and the 2 individuals were able to escape with the book. As soon as the now excessively large chief of police stepped out of the vehicle, he was informed that he, along with the chocolatiers, had been placed under arrest.
After that, the chocolatiers begin to float once again, and Willy explains that the chocolate they had consumed was, in fact, the flying chocolates that they had consumed previously. Slugworth asserts that they will return before they disappear into thin air. After that, Willy is finally able to uncover his mother's secret, which is that the people with whom you enjoy the chocolate are more important than the chocolate itself. Before telling Noodle that her mother works at the local library, Willy shares the piece with everyone. After that, the 2 of them get back in touch with each other. Willy then shows the Oompa Loompa an ancient castle that he intends to transform into a factory, and the Oompa Loompa takes on the role of chief chocolate taster. As the credits roll, the Oompa Loompa discloses what happened to everyone, including Scroobit and Bleacher, who were under arrest but attempted to escape by eating the poisoned chocolates. The two of them have one more kiss before the Oompa Loompa departs.